Hey ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you guys about the EDP situation. I didn't cover it before because it was kind of weird and cringy. So just the gist of it, to be exactly, before we go into the video, is this dude, he's famous on YouTube. He started talking to little girls. We're talking about like 13 and stuff. And he was caught before, but he always was under the radar.
Hey, what's up guys? It's Scares here. Now our first story of today comes from the YouTuber known as EDP445. Okay, so EDP445 is a huge YouTuber. He has over 2 million subscribers. I'm sure many of you have actually watched his videos before. A lot of people looked up to him. They thought he was a really funny dude. But it turns out that he got exposed for probably one of the worst things I've ever seen from any YouTuber ever. So for those of you who don't know, over the past year, EDP has been exposed multiple times for allegedly inappropriately messaging minors.
We're living in the age that whenever somebody accuses you of something, it's all about clout. You know, clout by you're doing that to get attention, and hopefully this attention, if it's negative or positive, you can change it in something better, because it's so hard to get the clout in the beginning. It's an issue that we have right now on YouTube. I hate it, but the problem is when people actually come forward for the right reasons, nobody believes them. The fact that a guy gets like 5 accusations like this gangster and nobody believes them, even with sometimes the right DMs, they say no, they faked it. I'm like, people, why are you doing this on YouTube? Go to the freaking police.
Okay, there was more than 5 instances where people were saying that EDP was trying to get with an underage person. Okay, now obviously this is a very serious accusation, and EDP himself even made videos responding to the accusations, and he made a ton of support on these videos.
Now, was that my voice in the voice clips? Yeah. Am I a pedophile? Fuck no. Gives me the fucking heebie-jeebies, my nigga, just thinking about that fucking shit. You feel me? Do I have a fucked up sense of humor? Fuck yeah. You know what I mean? I'm a crazy ass fucking...
If you make the right jokes, you actually go under the radar. And that's why I keep telling people, when you have these weird accusations, stop trying to get the attention. You're not trying to be a hero. Go to the right people with the phone, with the proof, so nobody believes you faked it. There are certain things you can't fake on your phone, but everybody believes it's fake on the internet. Don't joke with this stuff.
So there's been many accusations made against EDP this year, and recently a YouTube group known as Predator Poachers has been completely blowing up, okay? Now these guys go after alleged predators, and what they try to do is they set up a decoy, and they have someone who looks very young to actually message this person and act like they're a 13-year-old girl or however old this girl is, and they try to get this person to text them and send them inappropriate pictures, pretty much trying to catch predators, okay? It's kind of like Chris Hansen's To Catch a Predator, and one of the hosts of the Predator Poachers, known as Caugth, has been doing this for a long time now. He goes after different predators, and they've even gotten a lot of predators charged with very serious offenses. So this group got a ton of messages from people telling them to look into EDP, okay? They were telling him, look into this guy. We're not sure if he's done anything wrong, but there are so many accusations against him. You guys need to look into him and see what the heck is going on here. And what they did is they set up a decoy, a 13-year-old girl, and EDP responded to this girl almost immediately after she messaged him on Instagram, okay? So they started talking on Instagram, and eventually this led to a text. They gave each other their phone numbers, and over time, throughout this conversation between EDP and the minor, he gets more and more explicit. He starts mentioning doing intimate things with her. To be honest, we can't even show you guys a lot of the messages here, but they have all the messages on their channel. Predator Poachers actually read almost a 2-hour-long transcript of all the messages that they sent back and forth between EDP and this decoy that was messaging him, okay? And when you look through these text conversations between him and this 13-year-old girl, you can see that multiple times throughout this conversation, he says that he is afraid of going to jail.
The times when he regrets it, he's usually regretting it because he's scared that he's going to go to jail or lose his channel, things like that. He's not really regretting it because of the age. You know, he sometimes he'll like vaguely mention that, but you'll see that he periodically mainly says that, like, I don't want to go to jail, like, what if you're the police, stuff like that.
So while EDP sent many of these messages of him trying to get intimate with this girl, he had also sent even more outlandish messages to this girl where he says some pretty crazy things. And Predator Poacher shows here that he was apparently texting her saying that he wants to climb through the window into her house to make out with her, and he also says that he wants to lock her up in his dungeon. So towards the end of their text conversation, this 13-year-old girl Decoy actually texted him telling him to come over to her place, and they were actually meant to meet up somewhere right outside an apartment complex, okay? And EDP actually does show up to this apartment complex here, and Predator Poachers even posted a 50-minute long video of their whole interaction after EDP tried to meet up with this girl. And you could tell he's extremely nervous here because he knows how serious this situation is. Now, EDP claimed here that he was just trying to get a cupcake, but he very quickly admits to a lot of the messages and conversations that he had with this 13-year-old girl, and he actually admits to a lot of things in this video.
So again, what made you start this conversation with this said 13-year-old? You said what you're doing right here, correct? Yes or no?
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, she messaged me, right? And she messaged me, and I'm not going to lie to you, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, a person feels lonely and stuff, and they want the interaction.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that's pretty much what had happened.
Okay, so this isn't what happened because she never said she was lonely right here, correct? Yes or no?
Correct.
Okay, and you did double text here, yes or no?
Correct.
Knowing, and it said on her profile 13, yes?
Correct.
Okay, so you initiated conversation with a 13-year-old knowing she was 13, yes or no?
Correct.
Okay, so is that a good look for you?
No, it's not.
Okay, so you've been exposed for this before.
Correct.
What I don't understand, why are you attracted to like 13-year-olds? Like, why are you attracted to underage? Because you.
But the questioning, I'm like, why do you like 30? He doesn't know. Of course he doesn't know. Nobody wakes up and be like, oh my god, I like 13 years old. Who knows what kind of stuff he was watching on the internet, because we all know when we go on the internet, we just see younger and younger ladies that are 18. Right? If you keep watching those things 24/7, if you're freaking single, you have nothing to do, if you're famous, but at the same time you don't get the attention you assume you have to get, of course, you're gonna look for the vulnerable. It's so easy to get. It's easy to understand how they can get confused, and these people need help. These people, we need to pull them out like, dude, wake up. This isn't normal. You're creating a situation that you assume is normal because of your fame. All the people are like, yes, you're not wrong because of your fame. It's like a weird disconnect. And these people, you need to like slap them mentally. Like, wake up. What are you doing? Put the puzzles differently. You cannot push them together. Oh my god, the picture looks... No, you just built a mountain. But for you, it's a beautiful puzzle put together. That's the thing. These people, you need to deconstruct their mind and open their eyes. And asking them these questions doesn't make any sense. It only helps you with your view. These people that made this channel, it got deleted. Because they realized while they were trying to do good stuff, the guy with the big gangster beard, they found out he was like, he made very weird jokes. Jokes that they, like cringy jokes like, I have a girl trapped in my basement and I bought her this bike and I'm gonna give her some vitamin D so she can be happy. And I'm like, hey dude, what are you talking about? But trust me, when you're freaking lonely, when you're desperate, when you always don't get action, get a lot of attention, but you want funky, trust me people, it's a bad thing. Loneliness. That's why whenever you are in a community and somebody is labeled as a pedophile or he is following a specific girls, get the freaking evidence and go to the authorities. Loneliness. And people need to stop thinking about, hey, how can I get this guy? It's not about how you can get this guy. Get the authorities involved. Get those things solidified in the machine so they can chase it. Don't make stupid jokes about it because these people need help. Because if you don't do it right, they're just going to escape and repeat it. I'm not sure even this guy's going to go to prison now anymore. Because I'm not sure whatever they did is enough for the court, in the court of law and all those details. I don't know.
You clearly said in one of the screenshots that you've always wanted to be with someone younger. Like you like fantasize about being with someone younger,
Right.
and you're scared of being a sting operation or cops.
Right.
Like, what goes through your head? What makes this okay for you? Because this is disgusting. Like, real, man.
What goes on is loneliness, dude. I'll be completely honest with you, man.
But you have millions of followers.
Right.
Like, how are you lonely?
You can get a billion subscriber. Everybody said, yeah, you Gucci, you Gucci. If you don't get the action that you respect, that you assume people will respect you for, if you don't have people or girls running after you like Michael Jackson, he's not getting that. Of course. The fact that you don't understand how he can feel lonely already creates a situation that you don't understand the situation. For example, when I operated my eye and it got removed, when I was 22 years old, do you have any idea how lonely I felt? Nobody is gonna love me. Nobody's gonna feel attracted to me. I was so depressed. I started looking for attention while I was having a girlfriend. Does it justify what he did? No! Hell no! But I do know if you wanna assist him with that, you have to start with his loneliness, because his loneliness justifies his action.
You have like millions of followers. I bet you there's chicks in your DMs trying to hit you up.
Absolutely.
And you're here for a 13-year-old.
And eventually these guys start talking about all the different minors and underage girls that EDP was allegedly messaging over the last few months.
So, again, what's a ballpark number of how many minors you talked to? Like, you know, obviously it's been 5, so after 5, what would you say the number is?
6.
6?
Sure.
6 minors.
6.
Name them.
Now shortly afterwards, EDP even admits here that he should be in jail.
The only thing deterring you, based on these messages, it wasn't the fact she was young, it was jail time that was deterring you, yes or no? Okay, so say there's no law, say we live in an anarchy, you would have followed through with this, yes or no, had you been able to, correct?
Right.
Okay, so before you give the like, I don't want to do anything, you did want to do something. The intent was there. The only deterrence is jail. Like for me,
Well, the intent is right when you showed up here. That's intent.
Right.
How
Right.
you showed up, like, doesn't get any...
right, like if the cops saw these messages and saw you here, would they have arrested you, yes or no?
Correct.
Okay, so look,
Do
see,
you think you deserve to go to jail? Because you admitted this is not your first time. This is up to like 6th time.
right,
This is your 5th or 6th time.
Do I deserve to go to jail? If I'm being honest with you,
You don't think so?
I think so.
You think so? I think
Okay.
so. Do you want to go?
No.
So the conversation between predator poachers and EDP lasts for about another half hour, but towards the end here, these guys straight up say they were going to call the cops. And you can tell EDP starts to get visibly upset. You know, he is so upset here because he knows what could happen to him if he gets charged with this. And while these guys are calling the cops, EDP actually walks away, calls his friend up saying that he's going to go to jail, and then gets in his car and drives away. So to be honest with you guys, this is the most serious story I've ever talked about involving a YouTuber on this channel. I mean, with 5 years of making videos on this stuff, I've never seen something so insane. This guy was straight up caught on camera. And after this video was released, you had a ton of YouTubers and streamers that were just so upset with EDP. But at the same time, one of the hosts of Predator Poachers, the guy known as Chet that you see in the video here, he is actually getting exposed himself now. This person on Twitter known as Caugth was one of the first people to expose this. He says trigger warning, racism, and pedophilia. That guy who exposed EDP is weird as
Dude, you can't say fucking nigger on the live stream. It's
bad.
dude, the niggers are gonna get offended and report us.
Oh, you right.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
So this guy is following pedophilia, so his jokes are usually weird. I'm not saying everybody experienced this, but does it surprise me? No.
He also shows here that Chet had made race jokes in the past. They also show videos of him making jokes about doing stuff to a toddler. And there were many other videos and screenshots that were posted here that people are just very upset with Chet about right now. So while people have been trying to cancel Chet, he has responded to this in the past. He says here that this was just words and that it's not as serious. Just watch this.
Have you seen people trying to cancel you? Yeah. They're trying the wrong person. I don't apologize for words. That's just ridiculous.
So anyway, that's just the gist about the whole situation. Yeah, it's just kind of messed up. Imagine, what would you do when you know a friend that sees or assumes this is normal? Like, I'm just talking. Like, no, dude, you're not talking. If you don't handle this seriously, they will still believe like, hey, this is normal, and they will escape and go to different countries and actually take advantage of them. That's how people get stuck in this situation. You don't cancel it at the right way in the beginning. They don't understand why they're supposed to be cancelled. And once they get some leeway and they kind of escape out of the whole situation because maybe the information that should have been provided to the cop wasn't clear, damn. Now it's like, well, I'm kind of immune. I can do whatever I want. Because if you know the law, I'm sure there are gangster loopholes that you can save yourself and still be like, hey, well, I'm okay, Gucci. I haven't done anything to this girl. We just talked about a few weird stuff, but I don't know the law. But if I see this, I would say like, look, man, do the lawful thing or go talk to your family members if you know one that has this issue and be like, yo, dude, you gotta stop with this. If a girl is freaking 13, don't go talk kinky, sexy stuff. No. I've seen this stuff so many times that people that are very, very lonely, they justify doing specific stuff and they get this weird adrenaline rush, right? There was a time in my life I used to like hacking people. Not for their pictures, not for their credit card, just for the idea that I can do it, right? It's weird, weirdly exciting that nobody understands, like, why would you do it? I said, I don't know, I like to feel the power. Why do you like to feel the power? I don't know. Maybe the world did something with me that I'm like, damn, I don't have any power. But whenever I do this, I feel like I can control the world. The mind is weird. So when a guy has that issue, assuming that I have all the power because I'm doing something in secret and I'm talking to a girl that nobody told me that I should sexualize, but now I can see she's talking back to me in a sensual, weird way, for example, and she's not running away. She's still in the chat talking to me, trying to ask me to visit, bada beam, bada boom. I'm like, dude, no. It's like you're baiting them in a situation to even believe that more. But I'm like, we're supposed to reach out to them and be like, yo man, why are you contacting us? You need help. Go do that. That's what they should have done. If he was in a weird situation, they should have confronted him, go to the authorities, have people talk to him, hey, this is wrong, and have this solved. People, don't joke with this stuff. Don't joke with this stuff, because once they try it, once they get in the whole vibe of their whole situation, you are lost. Once you have a specific sexual attraction, it isn't something you can just turn off. Anyway, man, let me know what you guys think. I'm just surprised. Because right now, it might be even the case that he's already lost. If he goes to prison, I don't know what's gonna happen to him. If he escapes, I don't know what's gonna happen to other girls. Because we don't know how you reach this point, which we already have to dismantle. But now, if you don't stop, we need to save other kids. I would never vibe with that stuff. I got 2 kids. I don't want anybody doing any weird stuff around my kids. Because trust me, there are some men weird. Like very weird. My father told me that. And when he told me that, hey man, they don't go only after girls. They like boys too.
Don't get me wrong, ma cosa kita bong. Butta fire na mi blonde kush hash purple skunk criollo colombici jam jam turloqueta verdeta welcome.